Hello everyone. We are at Global Shapers Kolkata Hub and we are at Kolkata's first of its kind Zero Waste Bazaar. This place is owned by Miss Lataji Bhatia and she is running the store successfully since 2 years now. Having been a teacher, she lives a minimalistic life since 6 years. She practices what she preaches and is very particular about her consumptions. She has been conducting workshops and mentoring people to have a sustainable life and can contribute their bit in shaping a better planet. In this store, you will find plenty of options which can ease our daily lives, such as clay utensils, metal bottles, steel straws, tooth powders, and many more. We know very little about her, and hence we are here to get a glimpse of her life and her journey so far.
Ma'am, what inspired you to live this sustainable life?
Uh, I was very bothered about the waste in our city. I mean, I have not traveled abroad very much, or I'm not a big traveler, but I have read a lot, and I understand that the other cities in our country, in abroad, they are very very clean. So I used to wonder how they are managing to stay clean and how our city is not managing. Earlier we had vats, across the city we were going around and you could smell the bad smell of the waste that we are throwing on the roads, and that bothered me for a long time. And so one day what happened was it just struck me that how long can we just go on thinking about it and not doing anything about it. So I started questioning myself, can I, as a citizen of the city, do something? What can I do? Well, that question, when that came into mind, I started reading on Facebook, on the internet, what are the ways of reducing waste or managing waste. That's when I realized that waste actually is not waste. There are a lot of resources which we are just throwing away and it goes to the landfill and nothing gets recovered from it. So while reading there, that's when the idea struck. Okay, let me try doing these things, practicing these things. And I always like to practice before preaching. So that's very important to me. I don't like to preach when I'm not doing something. So I don't have the answers to any questions anyone asks. So I started. By then, I had also read about zero waste life, minimalist life. So I started practicing that. I started the zero waste life. Now you'll ask, what is a zero waste life? That's a very leading question to that. So the zero waste life is a life where you create the minimum waste you can, right? And also you create the minimum waste, and you how you manage in that waste, right? So that is what a zero waste life is all about. So what I started doing was, and as many people don't know, that the 60 to 70% of our of our household waste is the kitchen waste. And from YouTube and other people on the internet, I learned how to start composting.
Okay.
So I started composting all my kitchen waste. Well, after a lot of trial and errors, I made lots of mistakes. I had a lot of smell in my house, a lot of mistakes I made. But eventually, I learned the trick and the best way that is possible for me at home to start composting. That was it. That's what a big start for me, and I started segregating my wet waste and kitchen waste. Started composting my kitchen waste, and then I started looking out for people who take my waste from my house and recycle it instead of me throwing it on the road like we were doing before. Then I got in touch with them, and I started collaborating with them, and that's how the journey began.
Wow, amazing, amazing. Ma'am, what keeps you motivated when others are not following this lifestyle?
That's a very good question, Monal. You see, the day I started following this lifestyle, for me it was a way of life. Okay, so for leading a way of life, when you start believing in something, then you don't need any outward motivation. The motivation when I began came from within, and it has stayed with me. Okay, and yeah, I don't need to follow anyone to follow this lifestyle anymore. I just have. It's become a part of me. It's like with my habit, and I don't have to work hard for it anymore. Initially, yes, I did have problems. Sometimes I forgot to carry my water bottle, and then I had to stay without water because I could not drink from a mineral water bottle. If I didn't carry a bag, I could not shop. So those were harsh steps that I took with myself, and that's why it became very fast. That's what I tell people. Today you don't carry a bag, don't buy. So next time you'll remember. If you say, okay, this time I'll buy and next time I won't, then you'll never remember. So you have to be harsh with yourself and
Absolutely. Ma'am, what are your efforts to spread this message?
you see, from the time I started leading this life, I got a few friends together and we formed a group called Green Legion. And then we started visiting schools, all the schools of Kolkata and spreading this message. I started teaching composting to children and how to recycle their old t-shirts, making them into bags, and. So we did a lot of workshops. I did, especially I went there myself. My daughter was also part of it.
Wow,
And
amazing.
yeah, we both went to many, many schools, all the top schools of Kolkata, Monmai, all the Loretos, and Heritage, and CIS. I've been to all these schools spreading this message. And also a lot of housing complexes where women want to learn how to compost and have taught them composting. And some of them have taken it forward themselves also, which makes me feel really happy. That ripple effect is there. One learns and then one spreads the message further. That's what I want, as many people who learn composting from me and spread the word around, because I'm just one person. I can't go everywhere. So I'd like you, everyone to learn and move forward and teach other people. And then I also visited corporate houses where I have told them about zero waste lifestyles and why we should stop using plastics, and about menstrual hygiene, about recycling, and what is the need for it, how the climate change that we're facing today is a result of all our activities. So these messages have been going around, and I've done, once COVID started, I've done it online as well. And yeah, so I hope to take it further now. I mean, I keep getting assignments.
Wow, amazing.
Plastic Free July is a worldwide campaign, and what are the basic efforts that we can include in our life to actually eliminate those plastic materials from our life and shift to a sustainable lifestyle? If you do have some products, if you could just suggest some, how can we begin with it?
First of all, I don't believe in this plastic free July campaign. I think it should be a plastic free lifestyle campaign.
Exactly.
Why should it be just in July? Just the month of July does not help save our planet.
Exactly.
Isn't it? So it should be the worldwide all year through campaign. And yes, there was a life, our grandfathers lived without plastic. Plastic is a very, very new commodity. And I don't say that plastic is a bad commodity. It's a very, very useful commodity, and it's a very helpful commodity in a lot of ways. It is we humans who have caused the climate change by using, the plastic is the best material that could have been invented, because, and one of the USPs of plastic is its longevity.
Exactly.
When a product has such a longevity, why are we using it as a disposable? A plastic material will never go off this earth. And in spite of knowing this, we humans supposed to be the most intelligent creatures in this world. We are being the most foolish, and we are using it and throwing it, using it. So our earth and the oceans are full of plastic, which are harming not only us; it is harming the
Other creatures.
all the creatures, the birds and the animals and the plants and even the ocean
Aquatic animals.
yes, aquatic animals. And we have a lot of alternatives. Even if we didn't have, I would say, why are we looking for alternatives? Why do we need a straw to have a drink coffee? We can drink it straight from the glass. How does it stop us from drinking? Go out, you take a coconut in the shell and just put it on your mouth and just drink it. Where is the problem? But anyhow, since people have gotten used to the convenient lifestyles, and so we do have alternatives. We have, say, instead of a plastic or a paper straw, we have these steel straws. And a lot of people have this problem of saying, uh, how do we clean it after drinking? But we have straws as well, which we can use to clean these straws. Clean these straws, yes. And here are some paper pencils which we have made because we don't want the woods to be cut. Similarly, we have paper pens as well, where the only plastic is the refill. And of course, we have this bamboo toothbrushes to replace the plastic toothbrushes. And of course, when you are going out of the house, we have these copper bottles and steel water bottles which you can carry with you and drink it from anywhere you like instead of using a mineral water bottle. So there are alternatives. We just have to be mindful. We have to understand that plastic is not helping our world or us in any way, and we should stop using that.
Exactly, and that's a very true message that why limit the plastic campaigns to just July. It must be spread across all the 12 months.
Yes.
And it has to be spread across the years to actually make a favorable impact on the planet.
Absolutely.
How can we embark on this as whether a person is a millennial or a youth like us or from the shapers community? What are the steps can we take to start with?
You see, first of all, you have to understand the fact that we need to change. The change has to come here and nowhere else. Once you understand what we are doing is wrong, only then can we take the step of what we should do right. First of all, we have to understand that concept that climate change is happening. It's a truth. It's a very, very harsh truth. And we are responsible. Each of us here, everywhere, we are responsible for this climate change. And then we have to understand what steps we have to take back and what we can do. And once we understand that, then the step has to be, I think we have to stop wasting our resources. And again, your question will be, what are the resources we are wasting? Now, take a paper napkin. You would think that a paper napkin is very, very eco-friendly, and what's the harm in using it? But like you see flowers on a tree, paper napkins don't hang on a tree. It has to be produced. And how it gets produced? It comes from the trees. So for using every paper napkin that we use, we are cutting some tree somewhere.
Exactly.
And again, cutting that tree does not produce a paper napkin. Those three parts of the tree have to be brought to a factory. Again, you're using a lot of resources there. Your fuel cost is there. Then that gets processed. You use a lot of bleach, chemicals. You use a lot of water in producing that. And a paper napkin that you're going to use for perhaps 10 seconds. So can
Maybe
you
sometimes even less than that.
sometimes even less than that. So can you imagine the amount of resources you are wasting? Some people question me that when you use a handkerchief or a cloth napkin, then you have to wash it every time. But you don't. That you see in front of your eyes, but you don't see the water being wasted while producing it, and the chemicals that you're using. So you are polluting the water system. So I think it's madness to use paper napkins, toilet paper rolls, anything disposable. Use it one time and throw it. Even if it is paper, I feel it's a no-no. For me, it's a complete no-no. So for the last 6 years since I started my journey in 2016, I may have used about 8 to 10 paper napkins, and I have not used any mineral water bottles, and I don't use any kind of disposables.
I must applaud that, ma'am. I must applaud that. Starting a business in this was as easy as it was for your lifestyle.
You see, for your own lifestyle, you need only yourself. You have to challenge yourself, and you have to make yourself understand. So I feel that is much easier. And for a business to run, you need other people to make profits. Unless people come to the store and start buying and things. So it doesn't happen. And any new business takes a few years to establish itself, to become profitable. And frankly speaking, this is not my livelihood. I have other ways of earning money. So I could afford to continue with this even when I was not making profit. And unfortunately, I started this business only in 2019, and 2020, unfortunately, there was COVID. So the business, really speaking, did not get a chance to take off. But because this is my passion and I want people to like come to a store where they can get eco-friendly products, and because it's in like my expenses are through here, this place belongs to me, so I was able to continue. So I would suggest anyone who has another business to run can start this on a sideline so that more people can acquire products under one roof to live a lifestyle like this.
So you have also been doing composting since last 6 years. How has your experience been with composting, and what you do with these compost materials?
I think my composting journey has been really, really beautiful. Like when you see the waste that you would have thrown away, the peels of the fruits and the vegetables that you're eating every day, when you see them convert into soil again, I think it's the most heartening journey ever. It just makes me feel, gives me so much pleasure to see my waste converting into fertile, fertilizer that can, I can utilize to grow my vegetables. I grow vegetables on my terrace, and I'm happy. I'm happy that I have a terrace that I can use for growing my vegetables. And for the last 6 years, except for the 2 COVID years, I've actually grown vegetables to eat at home.
That's actually wonderful,
It's
ma'am.
really, really heartening. You must try it. You must try it.
Definitely,
You
ma'am.
must go back and start composting, learn how to compost, start composting, and you will see your life change.
Definitely, ma'am.
Ma'am, where do you see your business grow?
You see, when I started this business, I had dreamt that this was the first store, and there would be one such store at every 5 kilometers, right? I did not want people to leave a very large carbon footprint to come to the store from 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers away to buy products. So that does not make sense to me. So I had wanted a franchising model where people would take a franchise of this store and earn and pay. And we will serve our city with such products every day.
That is so inspiring.
And unfortunately, COVID came in and things just went on a standstill. But I still hope that yes, my dream will come true.
Definitely, indeed, it will be.
You shared that you have started with this journey in the year 2016, and it's been 6 years. So during these 6 years, how many plastics have you been able to save?
See, in numbers, I cannot tell you how many plastics I've been able to save, but I can definitely say in 6 years into 365 days, I have never ever bought anything from the market in a plastic bag.
Okay.
I have never ever in the last 6 years used a mineral water bottle. I have never ever used plastic cutlery. Sometimes initially I have made this mistake of eating in a disposable container because sometimes you just forget that you are not using this. We're talking to someone and you just by mistake take it and then you realize, oh gosh, you've taken it. So, but those have been really minimal. Similarly with tissue papers, very, very minimal means I may have used not even a packet of tissue paper in this last 6 years. So, and I would like to bring it to zero. So, disposables, I have parties, I don't use any disposables. At any event I go, I try and carry my water bottle. If I'm going to a wedding or a party and not carrying a big enough bag, then I don't drink. I decide not to drink on that day. Like you're fasting today. That those few hours I can fast. I can live without water.
Okay, that's actually very inspiring. So, ma'am, you have been a part of our Kolkata Global Shapers family, and we are very thankful to you for that. We actually got a lot to learn from you. So, how would you like to collaborate in future with us? As in, any ideas how can we collaborate in future, and how can we go ahead with it?
When I first started this journey, I didn't know anyone who was following this. Okay, and in the last 6 years, I have found so many youngsters joining the sustainability zone that it really makes me very, very proud of all of you. And it's the life of the future generations that I'm trying to work for, and it's really heartening to see all of you joining hands together, joining hands with me, and it really makes me very, very proud of all of you. And in future, whatever you want me to do, in however way I can help any organization, you know, to take this forward, I am always available. 24/7, I'm there with you all. In whatever way you want me to help you, to create more awareness, and to do anything to make this world survive.
Exactly. Such it reminds me of a particular line that is हम तो अकेले ही चले थे जाली में मंजिल लोग मिलते चले गए कारवां बनता चला गया.
एकदम सही बोला तुमने. कारवां बढ़ता जा रहा है, एंड नेक्स्ट वीडियो.
Exactly.